Hi everyone, Luca from lucasgilbertphotography.com, and in this video, well, we are in January, so I wish you a very good year, lots of success, lots of good things for you and your family. But today, well, right now in January, we are kicking off with the winter, and this is probably one of the most depressing place to be for a wedding photographer or portrait photographer, because let's be honest, we don't shoot much in winter, so things are kind of drifting off. Money is not coming in, bills are coming in, and obviously the balance between money coming in and money coming out is not exactly the best one. So we kind of get into, I would call it a depression. I mean, maybe not such a bad depression, but we really get into a stage where we're not at our best comfort zone, and this is risky. Many photographers kind of fail when they come to winter because they've not put enough on the side for the summer, so they get to the winter, they have no money coming in whatsoever, and they have to find a little job next to it. And this can quickly build up to completely giving up photography. That's a risky thing, and that, unfortunately, it's happening a lot. But if you have managed your funds right in the summer, when you have mostly coming in from weddings and portraiture and all these shoots, well, you're able to put this money on the side and kind of live on with it. But it's still quite a time where we need to have some kind of motivation, because it's cold out there, it's raining, people are not motivated to get shot. And I wanted to make this video to give you a few tips to get through this winter, which I personally do. So I hope this can help you. Now, it may not be for everyone, but if it does, good. Now, the first thing that really pushed me to get to the next level and to make me forget I'm in winter is education. Now, that's tip number one. Education is probably the thing that can motivate you the most and can push you to kind of get better and make you a bit forget about the winter. Now, the way I approach education is I normally try to get 3 or 4 photographers which I really look up to and try to follow them. Now, the way I follow them is I look at their work, I kind of analyze their work, see how technically they get things done, but also their view. My purpose is to get my own style across my pictures, but let's be honest, it's always nice to be inspired by other photographers which you really look up to, and that's one of the way I do it. Now, there are many other things to do it. The best way to get education is obviously on a one-to-one basis, or in a group, like in a workshop with a highly talented photographer. But if you live in a place like where I live in France, or in a small place in the US, or somewhere where you don't obviously have a lot of opportunity to meet the people you really follow, well, there is always the online courses which are on YouTube. You can use Creative Life, which I use a lot, and there are just so many resources online. Tip number 2. Now, avoid spending time looking at new gear. This is not a time to go and spend money on new gear. Yes, you can think, I want to get that picture done, but I don't have that piece of equipment. Think again, there is always a way to get it done. Now, maybe not. As I say, these tips are not going to be for everyone, but personally, I know that I have enough equipment, and if I want more, I'll wait to the end of the season and budget it, so I don't get into trouble in winter trying to spend equipment with money I don't have, or it's not coming in to balance my bills and all this. What you should do also is focus on the gear you have. Now, we all do this. We buy equipment that we leave on the side, and we rarely use it, or very little. For example, I purchased a Profoto deep umbrella two and a half years ago, and for the first year I've not used it once. Yeah, I've used it once to test it, and that was it. I spent about 600 euro on the thing, and it's a lot of money, for not using it at all. So last year what I decided is to take it and try to use it for something I could use, and my original purpose was to use it outdoors, but I quickly realized that it was really unpractical to use outdoor. So now it's used in the studio, and we use it actually for all the newborn shoots. So try to focus on the actual equipment you have, and try to find a way to use it for many other things. If you buy piece of equipment for one thing, you probably can use it for other things. Number 3, obviously, is go out and shoot. Now, as I mentioned it, it's hard to find people to shoot. So get a free shoot, give free shoots out, This is advertising, okay? This is free advertising. It's just time consuming. So instead of going and spend $50 on Google AdWords or on Facebook ads, well, get a couple, get a family, get some people and propose them a free shoot in exchange for obviously them sharing those work with their friends and be able to advertise with it. You have to get obviously full control over the pictures that you can post them everywhere. Make sure you get this done before you actually shoot the people. But this is a way to advertise, and you've not spent any money doing it. You can go out. There are hundreds of people who will love to get pictures for free. Everyone wants something for free. So try to use this and to practice, and also to use your new gear maybe, or use the gear you haven't used. Tip number 4, now especially for wedding photographer, go out and work on your network. Now your network is what is going to bring work to you. This is probably, where I live in France, word to mouth is probably the biggest advertising, like it is everywhere. But believe me, in France, where I live, is really, really at the top compared to anything online. Is right down at the bottom. If you don't have people recommended you really struggle. There is no other way to see it. What you can do, what I personally do to improve my network, is that you can just approach someone like this out cold. Yes, I am a photographer, I am great, and I want you to recommend me. It doesn't work like that. So one thing I do is I go back to my weddings I've done and I check each places I've done. I make a selection of the pictures of the place I've done and I contact the places. So that could be a castle, it could be a restaurant, an hotel, and ask them if I could meet them to show them the picture I've done. Once you've met them, if they accept to meet you, you can show them the picture. If they like it, you can then talk about exchanging some of these pictures, maybe for their advertising. Don't ask for money. They won't appreciate that. But if you propose them to give them those pictures for free in exchange to be recommended, it's a win-win situation, believe me. Don't ask for money for those pictures. Yes, you've worked for it, but a client is actually paid for those pictures already. So trying to make more money out of it is, in my opinion, being a bit greedy, okay? Maybe no, you may have worked your ass off to get those pictures done, but if this person can recommend you and give you 5 or 6 weddings a year, this is an absolute win-win situation, believe me. Wedding planners are a great way as well to get through. Not know all the wedding planners, you will get disappointed. Everyone wants to be on the top list of the wedding planners, because when they give a list to a client, the client's gonna go 1, 2, okay, we check those 2, and then the rest is really if they don't like the first 2. But in my opinion, they'll trust the wedding planner, so they'll go for the first one or the second one. Tip number 5, and this is probably the hardest to get. And this is more on the financial side. So personally, when I book a wedding, I take 50% of the amount of the packages, because I know that I'm probably going to book this wedding out of the season, so that helps me balance the year financially. So for example, in January and February I'm going to book maybe, let's say, 10 weddings. Well, I know that 50% of these 10 weddings are going to come there to help me get through the winter, and then in summer I'll have the money of the other 50%. So I'm nicely balanced and I don't get peak of income coming and not coming. Now, obviously in summer you always have more money coming in, but this is really a way I manage to balance my my financials and try as best as you can to book weddings. Well, I mean, this is 5 tips that come out of my head, but if you do have more tips, post them down below. And winter sucks, so it sucks for every wedding photographer. It's a pain in the ass, it's hard, it really kind of is depressing, but if we can get through it, it's just a question of time. It's just seriously time. 3-4 months out of the way and we will look at the new season, everything will be fine. But I hope those tips help you get through those months. I hope you get through and don't give up photography or your passion. And thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Cheers. See ya.